Hello, welcome to my channel. In this video, I want to share some tips, about 8 tips that really leveled up my videos and honestly made them look 10 times better. And I just want to share that knowledge because yes, these are things a lot of people might know, but when I was first learning how to edit, these are things I didn't know. And my videos went from looking like homemade found footage to a little bit more quality. The whole goal of editing is to make it feel like you're not watching a video. So most of these editing tricks actually can be prevented and be done within camera while shooting. This is more for beginners, so if you weren't able to do some of those things, then you can save it in post, hence this video. So let's dive in. Okay, so tip number 1 is to organize your stuff. And I know it seems like, well, I just got a few clips, let me just throw it in from here. No, organize your stuff. And here is why. When it comes to a good video or even a good short film, music video, YouTube video, what really makes it come together and look good and like honestly keep the audience attention is a narrative, some kind of flow, some kind of order, some kind of like narrative that it's following. You know, if it's random, if it doesn't make sense, people are gonna lose attention and they're gonna log off. Having it organized, all your footage, your audio, your assets, all organized in the beginning is gonna make it that much more easier to follow along in that order. So that's why I'm saying have some kind of organization in the beginning. That was one thing that really helped me because there's clips that I would just have and I'd honestly forget, like a clip that was a really vital clip I forgot to put in just because it wasn't organized. What I like to do is I edit directly from my external drive. And what I do is that I go to my folder of raw video, and I recently started organizing this way because it's only up until January 2023 that I start organizing this way. So don't feel bad, like I just started. So I open up a new folder within my raw video folder. I create a new folder. And in this new folder, I will put the date 30th, 2023. And the reason why I put the date is because when you have it in a list view, it will list it out. As you can see, it'll list it in chronological order, which is very helpful when you have a lot of stuff. And then within the folder, I will put footage in caps, another folder, audio, and the next one I will put is project. And this is where I directly save my Adobe project. Like, so when I'm editing the video, I'll have it send directly to here when I save it. So it's not taking up a whole bunch of space on my computer. So yeah, so that's how I organize my stuff and that's how I keep it in order. That's kind of an editing trick, but more so just like an helpful tip to have. So tip 2 is to cut the fat and leave the meat. And I think y'all know what I mean with that. Cut out things that do not need to be there. And example, footage of random feet on the floor for more than 30 seconds. That's 30 seconds way too long. Cut it out, okay? And so that, I think that's an obvious one, but another thing is that say you're doing a YouTube video or even an interview video. If it has nothing to do with the topic or the narrative, cut it out. Like, you don't need it. And I'm gonna say this, like, people don't care. You know, you might be super funny, and if you think you're funny, do your thing and keep your jokes in there, like, please. But at the end of the day, like if someone's trying to get very quick information, you can just leave it out. Tip 3 is to have a variety of cuts. And I mean jump cuts, J cuts, L cuts, and I will explain all of these. But having a variety of cuts will really level up your video. So jump cut is basically one scene to another, like this. Or it's jumping forward and back, like this. And as you can see, you see a lot of these cuts in a lot of YouTube videos and even films and TV shows. Like, these cuts are very common. I think we're just all used to it, so sometimes you don't even notice it. Some other cuts are J cuts, like I mentioned, and these ones are really cool. So J cuts is when you cut the second video, leaving the audio still under the first video. And as you can see, like, I hope this makes sense. So here is a quick example of a J cut. So L cuts are pretty much the same thing, but it's just the opposite way. Meaning that you would see you would hear the video. Holy shit, I've never been this dyslexic in my life. I'm so sorry if I confused you, but I'm better at showing things than really saying it. Do more research on it on YouTube. Like, people explain it way better than I do, but I'm just telling you that's one thing I started doing with my videos that really helped. Okay, so it makes sense in my head, so I'm sorry if I didn't make it make too much sense to you, but just try it out. It will help. Tip 3.5, and I'm saying 3.5 because it also has to do with cutting. And that is cutting on action. Cutting on action seems so subtle, but it makes so much of a difference. And so I just want to show that, like a quick example. So this is a video I had to do for my class. And as you can see here, it's a shot on them, right? He hears a noise and he turns. It's so tiny. It's like the smallest thing. You can't even see it. But it's so subtle, but it makes such a difference. As you can see, he's grabbing the scissors, standing up, and cut. He's not even like fully standing up. So in the original clip I got, he stands up and he just stands there and he's just staring. That would be pretty boring, you know, like it wouldn't make it a bad video necessarily, but it would actually be just like whatever, you know, like, but when you cut on action, it just takes it a little bit to that next level. Super subtle, but y'all, it makes a difference. Okay, tip number 4 is basic color correction. And trust me, I am no expert when it comes to color correction. That is actually something I've been studying very hard recently, and something I really want to nail, because every time I learn something, I want to take it to that next level and be like, okay, how can I make my videos look that much better? And I realize color correction is like a huge thing when it comes to like your stuff looking more professional. But here's what I'm saying with the basic color correction is that if there's an obvious color imbalance in your video, then try to correct it as much as possible. And yes, if you are a beginner, there are so many options out there. Adobe Premiere has a lot of just like auto features. White balance, you can just auto white balance a clip you have. And so there's a lot of just like easy little buttons you can press to just fix it a little bit. And here's what I mean. Okay, so as you can see with this clip, I filmed it actually in S-Log, so that's why it's pretty flat. Again, I'm learning how to color correct right now, so I'm just pushing myself to film in different settings that I'm usually not comfortable with. But yeah, so this is filmed on S-Log, and with the white balance tool right here, you can grab the eyedropper, press something white in the footage. So I'm gonna press this door, and let's see, not much of a difference. So yeah, it's pretty balanced, and that's probably because I did film it in S-Log, I'm guessing. I still don't know the science behind it, but I'm assuming that's why. And so another thing, like, let's reset that. You can just press auto. Oh my God. With auto, look at that. Okay, so it went from this to this, like a huge difference. Okay, and that's just pressing one button. Like, you can call it a day and be like, there's my video, you know? And so don't think color correction is too crazy. You can do the most basic color correction just to fix something that you're just not super confident on or super happy with. Easy things here you can just adjust to just like fix footage and color correct it. Also, Adobe does have looks. So like you can use any of these looks and just drop down the intensity. Super easy. Like you can transform a whole video by just using some of the auto features that Adobe already has. So, you know, we're in 2023. Like, everything's auto these days. Tip 5 is using plenty of B-roll. And B-roll is pretty much the stuff you see like while someone's talking and then there's some footage going on to, I guess, give a visual about what they're talking about. And so this will level up your videos, especially if you're doing it for a client and they need something like business type of footage for a PowerPoint for a presentation they're doing at work. You know, B-roll is great for that because it just keeps people's attention. It's not necessary, but it just makes it look a little bit more professional. So you can create your own B-roll. As you can see on my last video I created my own B-roll here, and this is when I was doing a review for the Sony ZV-E10, and I just did my own B-roll. And I did not need to put this in here, but I just thought it made my video look more professional and just like up the production value on it. So another thing is that you can use websites like Pexels, and I love Pexels. Like I use Pexels all the freaking time. And I just typed in business, a whole bunch of stuff. Like, come on, like there's so much. So there's definitely no excuse when it comes to not being able to find footage, because look at this quality. Oh my God. And this is all free. You just press the little button right here, the little arrow button, and download it, and boom, it's free, and it's great quality, and it's something important to have. And it just does level up your videos because it does keep your audience attention. It keeps them engaged. It keeps them looking at something if they're getting bored of looking at someone's face talking the whole time, you know, but I don't mind staring at someone's face the whole time. So B-rolls are a great option. Definitely put them in there if you can. And if you have the time, because you will get sucked down a rabbit hole of just looking for B-roll. So yeah. Okay, so tip 6 is sound editing. And this is something that I think a lot of us have looked past on and have completely forgot, and me being one of them. So like there's been so many videos that I've completely finished and I was so proud of because I edited and they look great. And then I listened to the entire video back, like I watch it back, and the audio is shit. Either it's way too low or it's way too loud or it sounds noisy. And I'm kind of nervous with this video because I'm trying out a new mic that I just opened up right before this video. So let's hope it's good. But anyways, there's just a lot of things that you might have not noticed, and you can hear it in the video. So sound editing is definitely something that leveled up my videos, and some of it is just some basic things, and that's just like paying attention to your audio level. And you can easily do that on Premiere Pro on this little level thing right here. I don't know what it's exactly called. So as you can see, this is my audio right here, and let's play it. Let's see how loud this is. I'm scared. Oh yeah. That's pretty loud. So as you can see, it's turning red. That means it's way too loud. A good level to be at is around 12. So you can just use this bar right here and pull it down. Let's see, it's at 6. All right, now it's at 12. That looks good. See, that's a good level to have your footage at. And kind of just like a base. Another simple audio editing trick you can do is a fade in and a fade out. And a fade in and a fade out is exactly what it sounds like. So Premiere Pro does have effects for this that you can just literally drop it right in the clip. And so just type in fade in under effect or fade under effect. And as you see under audio transitions, you can just use constant gain, drop it in, and then let's hear that. So it's really subtle. So that sounds way better, right? Than just like, boom, like here's the music. What I like to do, I actually like to just add keynotes. I find it is more manageable and it is more what I want. Like I can control it more. So a keynote, as you can see, you can just add 2 notes and bring one of them down that starts at the beginning and then one of them up however level you want to have it at. See? It's just getting louder and louder and louder. So that's what I like to do when it comes to volume and fade in and fade out. It's the same thing on the end when you're having it fade out. So it's just the opposite. Another thing is that Adobe has so many plugins. Like if you have noise, a lot of extra noise in your video, they have a denoiser plugin. You can just drop it in and it will do as best as it can to denoise your audio. Tip 7 is intros and outros. And these are totally not necessary at all, but these are something that kind of just like people see it and they're like, okay, this YouTuber knows what she's talking about. People just trust you more if it comes to YouTube. I don't know, but I do believe that it does add production value. And here's what I mean is that all of our TV shows, a lot of just professional videos we see on whether it's YouTube or Facebook or just TV in general, they have intros and outros. I'm not sure about outros, but I know they got intros. It's the same thing. So people just took that from TV and they put it in their YouTube videos and it does up the value. It just does make it look more professional. You can make these on Keynote. I've made them on Keynote back in the day, but then I upgraded to Canva. I love Canva. So right now I just got my intro from Canva and it is so easy. I do have the paid version, but there's a lot of free options on here when it comes to intros and outro. And all you do is just type in YouTube video intro and it pops up with all these templates for free. I mean, this one says pro, so that one's not free, but that is so cute. That's beautiful. And then this one's free. Like, okay, come on. This one's free. Like, people, they got so much free stuff on here. This one's free. Is it free? Customize this template. Oh my gosh, like, oh, I'm about to change my intro again. So all you do is just customize it and you just add in whatever you want. Welcome to my life, come on. And you can take stuff out, like, I don't want this. You can change the transitions of it. And then all you gotta do is just keep this, download it, keep it as an asset, and then you put it into your editing software, add it in, and just put some music behind it, and boom, you got an intro. Same thing with outro. Like, my intro and outro are so simple. Like, as you can see, it's so simple. Oh, there it is, right there. See, even the one I'm using is free. This is free. And I just added some cool music to it and called it a day. Like, no excuses, people, no excuses. So yeah, it's super easy. So definitely intros, outros, try it out. Tip number 8 is zoom ins and zoom outs. Pretty much makeshift camera movements. Zoom ins and zoom outs are used very much in actual films, in actual TV shows and TV series. These are used all the time. So it just adds to it. So I'm gonna show y'all a simple zoom in and zoom out. You can do this with keynotes. And so zoom in, you're starting at the beginning of the clip, right? You press the, I think that's like a time stopper watch or something. So you just press that, you get a keynote, and then you go to a spot where you want to zoom in completely. And let's just do this spot. And let's put it to 300. Okay, see that slow zoom in? It's like, yo, what's happening? This is so intense. Like, what's going on? Oh my God. Zoom ins, oh my gosh, this is like way too close to my face. So let's just like delete that because yeah, you can do the same thing with zoom outs. So let's say we start at a zoom in at 300 gross and we zoom out. Okay. So a slow zoom out. Bro, this is like uncomfortable, but y'all know what I mean. So slow zoom out. I just wanted to stop. This is for educational purposes. So slow zoom out, boom. And it's just, you know, it does a little something. It does a little something, you know what I mean? So now just imagine using that type of zoom in / zoom out on like actually a really cool scene. Like I can see like almost like an establishing scene where someone's standing there and there's just like a whole bunch of field behind them, or just a lot where you're supposed to see what's around them and it's just like it's in on them and it's just zooming out and to see all of that around them. It's cool, right? So it can really up the production value of a video, whether you believe it or not. Just try it and you'll see what I mean. My examples I gave definitely weren't that good, but if it comes to like a short film, a music video, this can really affect your video overall and just make it look cool and dope. Like whatever you're going for, it could just make it look awesome. All right, so there it is. Those are some of my simple editing tricks that help level up my videos. And I hope you all can use some of these to level up your videos because we're all in this together. You know, I'm rooting for you. You're rooting for me, I hope. And I really hope you guys can use some of these tricks to level up your videos. Thank you for watching. I hope you subscribe and happy editing.